essential fragrances for your collection. If you're just starting out with your fragrance collection, you might be wondering, where should I start? What fragrances should I absolutely have? And I have a small list to recommend. And I'm going to start probably on the more luxurious side, absolutely on the more luxurious side, with two from the same brand. This is Baccarat Rouge, this is Oud Satin Mood. I'm mentioning this first because this is one of my favorites. This is, if you have a special occasion, this is it. I don't care what occasion you're going to, if it's at all significant, this is it. Oud Satin Mood is probably the most luxurious fragrance I have ever smelled. It's a very, very unique mix of rose and oud. Oud is a very special type of wood, which comes from, of all things, a moldy tree, which doesn't sound great, but it's actually a very rare and very rich smelling substance. It's woodsy but musky and pretty heavy, but yet smooth. It's not harsh. Then it's being blended with this rose note that it also has. It also has a little bit of vanilla mixed in, but mainly you're getting the rose and the oud. And that simple blend, as simple as it sounds, is heavenly. It is, I mean, it's it. You don't have to think about this anymore because it's just great. And long lasting, great scent trails, great sillage, great everything. And this specific brand, Maison Francisque Jean, this brand is known for making extremely high quality fragrances. Because of its very nature, it is pretty expensive. But if you want to start strong, you want to make sure you have a high quality, pretty much irreplaceable fragrance, this is it. Then, most people have probably heard of Baccarat Rouge 540 more than Oud Satin Mood. It just blew up in popularity a few years ago. And this is another classic from the same brand. This is probably, it is more mainstream, and the main thing about it is that it's a pretty sweet / spicy fragrance. And the thing about this, why it's such a good choice, is because it's unique. It has very few notes. It has ambergris with a bit of muskiness to it. It has saffron for the spice, fir wood, I think there's some cedar. And it's, in general, pretty unique. The sweetness that it has is a little bit like burnt sugar, but it's not overpowering. It's balanced nicely with the spice of the saffron, the musk of the ambergris. So you're getting a very nicely balanced fragrance. The thing about this is that it's extremely strong. You don't need to put very much on. Once I put on a few drops, and then people could smell me in the other room. That's how strong this fragrance is. You really don't need that much. And it is another luxurious fragrance. It's just different from, Oud Satin Mood. Oud Satin Mood is more of an evening fragrance, I would say. It's very smooth, heavy, very kind of seductive and sophisticated. This is more of a daytime fragrance. Still luxurious, still sophisticated, but just a little bit different. Then, if you're looking for a very classic option, then you really can't go wrong with Chanel No. 5. This is a pretty old fragrance from 1921. Floral aldehyde with some very smooth civet notes, amber, oak moss, sandalwood. So a relatively warm, somewhat heavy, maybe moderate, floral fragrance. And you can't go wrong with this because it's good for pretty much anything you can think of. You can go to a nice dinner with this, you can go out to groceries with this, pretty much anything. Any occasion, this is a good option. And it's just classic feminine fragrance. And most people like it. It's one of the best-selling fragrances ever. And for many good reasons. So, having this in your collection is basically like a safety net. You could wear this anytime, anywhere. It's super versatile. Everyone knows it. Almost everyone likes it. So yeah, if you can't think of what you should add next, just get this. It's just, the staple. Then you could also go for Red Door by Elizabeth Arden. This is another pretty classic fragrance. Floral, powdery, feminine. It's just pleasant. It has a little bit of sweetness from the florals. There's also a honey note, which adds even more sweetness. This is another, classic feminine scent that you can't really go wrong with. Surprisingly long-lasting for a floral fragrance, probably 6 hours around that point. And again, this is one of those versatile fragrances where you can really wear it for any occasion. Casual, formal, to work. It's great. Then, last one I have, Light Blue from Dolce & Gabbana. So, light blue is a great option to have in your collection, especially when you're just starting out, because, similar to some of these other ones, it's very versatile, very agreeable, probably, at least right now, one of the best-selling fragrances and one of the most beloved fragrances. It's very simple. It has some green apple, some citrus notes, floral-ish. Has kind of a fresh linen, clean laundry sort of vibe, and very, very feminine, modern, fresh, crisp, very good for the summer especially. And there's no notes that would offend anyone's nose. It's a very pleasant, very agreeable scent. Affordable as well, which is an extra bonus. I think it's less than $100. So you're really getting a lot out of this. It's not super long lasting, but you can always reapply it throughout the day if you find that it's fading too quickly. I also recommend Eau Intense, this one, which is, kind of the intense version of light blue. So it may last a little bit longer than the regular light blue. But pretty much any variation of light blue is really good. And that's pretty much all I have to say about, essential fragrances for pretty much any collection. If you have any opinions about these fragrances, you can always leave those in the comment section down below. If you liked the video, leave a like, maybe subscribe, and I make videos throughout the week, so stick around for those.